Okay, guys, so for this episode, we have Gaby Gomez as our guest. She does it all, fitness related. She used to train for Zumba, personal trainer. She knows her stuff, nutritionists. So we're going to talk a little bit about that industry, and we'll definitely learn a lot from Gaby. So welcome to the show, Gaby.
Thank you for inviting me.
For sure. So just tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? Where did you grow up? How was your childhood?
Okay. Well, that's interesting because it ties to what I do for a living. So I'm from Venezuela. Grew up in Caracas, which is the capital. And my childhood was pretty good. The issue that I had was that my parents had to work full time.
Okay.
So I was taking care. There was a lady who used to take care of me, and she didn't feed me very well. Oh, I guess she fed me too much.
Okay.
So I battled obesity when I was a teenager. When I was from 10 years old to like 12, maybe 9 to like 14. Okay. I was pretty obese as a kid. And that was really hard, especially when you're a teenager. Kids are not nice, so they could be really brutal, really really cruel, and that affected me big time. So when I turned 15, there was a little house gym just for women that opened, and they were doing like dance classes as fitness, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna join. And I started just going because I love to dance anyway. So I was like, I'm just gonna go and join. And then I see a transformation. I started dropping weight, and I was having fun. And then I was going like 2 classes back to back. So I saw how I felt and how exercise was doing. And that's when I started changing like my nutrition. So I always had a passion for fitness, but it was related to my childhood and what I went through when I was, younger.
Yeah, so that's definitely true. Kids are not nice, especially when you're growing up in those teenage years. And so, what type of exercises were you doing at this home gym?
It was just dance. It was just like aerobics. So at that time, Zumba didn't exist.
It wasn't popular.
Right, but it was like Zumba. It was like Zumba. Okay. It became popular later, but it was like the same idea, the same, like kind of like the same class.
Gotcha.
But for me, that's all I was doing because I did see weights and I saw the machines, but I didn't want to get bulky and I didn't want to look like a man because that's the mentality that I had at that time. Yeah. So I was just like, no, I'm not gonna touch the weight. So all I did was like cardio, like aerobic classes, and then I did step and like other aerobics. But it was always like cardio based.
Gotcha. And that's what a lot of trainers, or not even trainers, but people that I've heard tell people that are overweight, just do a lot of cardio. So let's talk about that. Is that a myth or is that true?
Ooh, that's a good question. It all depends on the person. Okay. You definitely want to get your cardio in, but weight training will give you will change your body composition. Will give you more muscle. Okay. When you have more muscle in your body, you have less fat. Okay. So you cannot do all cardio because like everything, you'll hit a plateau. Mm. So when you add weight training, someone might not see the scale, like the drop, like the weight drop. Yeah. But they'll see their body change and they see like a reduction in their inches. Mm-hmm. So you don't want to just recommend, just do a whole bunch of cardio because your body will just plateau. Okay. So you want to do a combination of different exercises that will get you to where you want to be. So you want to add strength, flexibility, cardio, core. So you want to add all those facets in your training routine to reach where you want to be. But you don't want to just do cardio. Even for an obese person or thin person, it's the same rule for it.
The same rule.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting. So anyone watching, they can write that down. Let's talk about your parents. Were they really into fitness? Did you get that from maybe one of your parents, or how did they view fitness?
Well, my dad was a PE teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was horrible at sports. So I like myself. He was very good at sports. I was not.
Okay.
Like I'm still not. I love to work out, but I'm not really good at sports. But my dad was very active. He would run. You know, a few times a week. He would go hiking because Caracas is a valley, so you have the mountains. So he'll go hiking with friends. My mom worked full time. My mom has never been, into fitness. I think I decided it was mostly because of my goals or what I wanted to accomplish. It was just basically me that decided to go for it. But my dad was more like active in that sense, like sports and running and hiking and stuff like that.
Okay, so you go through this phase where you're into fitness and you start just developing a love for what you're doing. And how does that translate into becoming a trainer, and then later doing other things in that industry?
Well, I actually didn't go to school for personal training. It was something that I liked for myself, but I went to school for dental technology. So I became a dental technician. And moved to the States because I got married, moved to the States, and I was working as a dental lab technician.
Okay.
Was going to the gym, love fitness, but for me, like, I never thought about becoming a trainer. I just thought of I like to work out and that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
I always had in the back of my mind being an instructor, but I never just made the decision. And I actually opened my own dental lab and I was working from home. Okay. I did not enjoy it. I was working maybe 12 hours a day. And it was very stressful. So one day I went to a Zumba class because I was going to Zumba classes. And I told my husband, I'm going to become an instructor. And he just looked at me. I remember there was another friend. He looked at me like, really? I was like, yeah, I just want to become an instructor. I've always wanted to do it. He's like, okay. So he's always supported me. And I started just talking to friends, and they're like, yeah, let's do it. And then I have friends come over, and that's how everything just started. With the fitness, I still have my job, but I was teaching classes on the side. And so I worked for this lady. It was a little studio. Okay. And the lady told me, because I was going to the gym and I started to add weight training to my routines. And she told me, why don't you become a trainer? And I was like, maybe I should do that. And then she told me like the benefits of becoming a trainer. It's like, you're already into fitness. And that's how, I started to like switch towards fitness. Okay,
so that's interesting. It took you a while to jump from your day-to-day job into fitness. And for many people that may want to do fitness but are on the edge, maybe because they want to make sure that they get their bills paid on time and all of that, what could you tell someone that might want to be a trainer, really likes fitness, but they're scared to do the jump into that?
It is scary because in the beginning it's gonna take time to build your clientele, and it's gonna take time to make some money. I mean, I'm just being honest. So maybe part-time might be a good idea. And if you have good education, like a good certification, then people will trust you, and then you will get paid well. But you have to find the right certification, the right gym, and then you can be really successful as a trainer if you want to be a trainer. But you don't want to go for maybe the big bucks gyms, and it's really hard to build a career with the big gym.
Would you like to name some of these big gyms that are just...
Well, like the famous LA Fitness. I went to LA Fitness for a while, so what other big gyms?
24 hours.
24 hour. There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've never liked. I never worked for any of the big gyms because I prefer to go for the more one-on-one personal relationship. The personal relationship that you have with your client. The big gyms, you see clients as numbers.
Gotcha.
When you work for a smaller place, you build a relationship with your clients, so it makes a big difference.
Okay, and so how important was it for you to have a supportive spouse in that transition? You said that he supported you, and how important is that when you're trying to like switch careers or?
It's 100. It's like super important. I don't think I would have done it without his support. He knew how much I loved it, and I still do. So he was like, I know this is gonna be, this is what you've always loved. Mm-hmm. So he was, 100%, supportive. So if it would have been like, no, you shouldn't do it. Like, I think I would have always been frustrated. I would have continued. Yeah, I would have continued with my dental technology, my career. But it's not really what I wanted to do. So I appreciate that he was very supportive, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's very important, right? Especially when you're looking for a spouse or someone to support you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's really good. And going back to the days where you started working for a smaller gym, you mentioned that you just like the small environment. Mm-hmm. Everyone's close, and just the communication overall. So when you were looking for a space or a gym to work for, what were a few things that you were looking for in a gym, career-wise, to grow career-wise, and also just the day-to-day?
So one thing that when we moved to Houston, because we were in Florida, and when we moved to Houston, that's when I decided to go to do personal training full time. So I closed the lab, I sold everything, all my equipment and everything. Okay. We moved to Houston, and then I met a few people. So I met a chiropractor, and he told me about this trainer who owns a gym, because he still does. And he's like, he's a really good friend of mine. We've worked together for a long time. So it was more of a recommendation.
Okay.
So when I went in person and interviewed, I loved it because they were very professional. They were very respectful, and I appreciated that. Sometimes in the gym environment, depending on the gym, the environment is not very professional. So
amongst trainers, or amongst the trainers and the customers, or management and the trainers? Yeah,
so trainers and customers. When I used to go to a big gym, I'm not gonna mention.
You're not gonna mention who? Okay.
I felt like there was a lack of what I saw. Okay. It was a little bit of lack of professionalism and respect among trainer client. I didn't want that. So that's why I was just like, really, when they recommended this gym, I was just like, I looked at the environment, and I noticed how different it was. It was very professional. Everyone was very down to earth. The continuing education that the trainers would still receive, like every week they meet with the trainers. You had to research something. We will have physical therapists give us lectures. It was very like, this is your career.
It was continuous learning.
Every week.
Wow.
Every week, and it's still happening. Now. So I love that. I love the personal attention from the owners to the trainers, from the fitness director to the trainers, and that transfers to the clients. So the clients can see, okay, you're really taking care of me. You're not gonna hurt me. You know what you're doing. Yeah. So that's why I was like, okay, this is the place that I want to work for.
That's nice. Yeah, and I can tell you that I've also had a trainer at a personal gym. We're not going to say names. LA Fitness. And I was fortunate enough to have someone that knew, but what I noticed, and we were talking about this before, was that the good trainers would leave because they weren't getting paid enough money. We're not going to say any names, but they ended up doing better. They seemed happier. They worked for a smaller gym, or they started their own thing, their own business, and they just had more flexibility, more pay. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the industry and like the big corporate gyms that are all over the U.S. and smaller gyms. From what you've seen, perks or pros and cons?
Well, I guess I have never worked for a big gym. For what I have heard is they you get paid really little per client. I think I heard that you get paid like an hourly rate and then $7 per client, something very small. Okay. So you end up making maybe $10 an hour as a personal trainer, which is very low. And that's what I have heard. I remember I had a friend of mine used to teach Zumba classes at one of these gyms, and she got paid $12 a class. So I was getting paid $35 to $40.
Significant, yeah.
Again, you know, you to teach a class, you have to prepare. You have to practice. If you're teaching Zumba, you have to learn all these choreographies, learn all these songs, practice. Kill yourself on the floor for people to have a good time, and you're only gonna get paid like this much. I mean, why would you do that?
You wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why, and it's not just the pay. It's just like, again, that personal relationship that you don't have with anyone, because you're there, people go, and that's it. Like, you go in, you go out. Like when I have my classes, you know, I have my regular people, you know, they ask me questions. I had a few training clients from the class. So it was more of a, you know, that personal interest that the instructors still show to the clients. So that's, yeah.
And I'm curious, sorry for interrupting. The clients that you guys have at the smaller gym, are they more likely to stick around than maybe like a big fitness, like LA Fitness, or, you know, a 24 hours, or?
Yes, yeah. We've had clients for, I mean, so Studio Fitness has been open since, I believe, 2000. Oh Lord, I've been working for them for 5 years, and I think they were open a year before, but they were a small studio. So I know one of the owners. He's been training the same people for probably 8 to 9 years. Okay. And then we have clients that have been with us since the day we opened. So it's been like 6 years now, and they still love the gym.
They still love the gym. Okay.
But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I would think that even though at another gym it might be less for the membership, depending on which gym you go to. Well, let's talk about that. How much of a difference is it in pay or monthly a monthly subscription to maybe like a private gym to maybe
so I know in our gym the least expensive membership is $40 a month, which is affordable.
That's not bad.
No, it's not. But this is we offer off-peak hours. Okay. So off-peak hours will be from 6 a.m. to 4 and from 7 p.m. to close. Okay. So the peak times, they're a little bit more expensive. So your off-peak gym membership will be $40 a month, because you can go from 6 a.m. to 4, not a lot of people, you still have classes, you still have access to the gym, and then limited weekends, and then from 7 p.m. till close. So some people prefer, because of their work schedule, okay, I pay a little bit less. Other people want to go at 5 in the morning, you know, before they go to work. So the anytime basic membership is $80 a month.
Okay.
And then we have our CrossFit memberships, and those are a little more expensive. Yeah, because and that's also something that I love about our gym, is that we offer everything. So from bar classes to HIIT classes to cycling, CrossFit, boot camp, like you name it, it's all there.
You got it.
Yeah. So then that's why you have like different memberships. So it all depends so some people just have a membership just to work out on their own. So that's $60 a month. They don't have access to any classes. They can go at any time. They just work out on their own.
Gotcha.
So so we have all different memberships depending on your budget and also schedule.
Okay, that's awesome. And so no, we're not sponsoring.
No, I know, right?
We're not. This is not a commercial, a paid sponsorship. No.
I know.
She really likes what she does, and she's happy where she is. So people tend to be proud and share that sort of thing. So just clarifying. But when you think about the nutrition aspect, many people go to the gym and they're frustrated because they work out, they spend a lot of time in the gym, they do cardio or a bit of weightlifting, and they don't see the results that they want to see. How important is nutrition in a transformation? You said that for you it was when you were working out at an early age, you noticed a difference with working out. But let's talk nutrition.
Oh,
How important is it?
Nutrition is, people say 80%.
I've heard 80.
I would say 90%.
90%?
90%.
Okay, y'all heard it here first. 90%.
90%. Nutrition is the hardest part of can't think of the word. Of your fitness. Okay, so if you have a certain goal, whether it is losing weight, gaining muscle, whichever your goal might be, you have to have the right nutrition. Without the right nutrition, so don't get me wrong, working out will give you more energy, you'll feel better, you'll be more mobile, you'll gain muscle. But if you want to lose weight and if you don't have the nutrition right, then you pack on the muscle on top of the fat that you have.
And it won't be noticeable.
Exactly. So that's why you see people that go to the gym, it's like, I'm just getting bigger. Well, yeah, you're putting on muscle.
Yeah.
But you're not really losing the weight.
Shedding the fat.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, and unfortunately, one diet is not, you cannot prescribe the same diet for everyone because we're all different.
Okay.
So some people like myself, I'm a little bit more sensitive to carbs, to sweets. Because of my metabolism, my heritage. So
isn't like you gravitate to them, or?
Oh, I definitely gravitate to them.
Okay, because however, I think that's a lot of us. Yes.
Yeah. But and if I want to see results, I have to be really, really consistent. Not eliminate my carbs 100%. Okay. But I have to watch what I put in my mouth. So I have to watch alcohol. I have to watch sweets. I have to watch. So I cannot, just because I work out. And right now I've been doing CrossFit, which is something that I had never done before. So I've been doing CrossFit for 3 months, and I've been pushing myself like I've never have pushed myself, and I love it. I absolutely love it. However, if I don't have my nutrition right, I'm not gonna see results.
You're not gonna.
Although CrossFit is an amazing workout, and I'm pushing myself hard.
Yeah. Yeah,
I can even gain weight if I'm eating too much. So nutrition is super important. So the best thing to do, depending on your goal, is to find a person who knows about nutrition. Okay. Either a nutritionist. Unfortunately, there are a lot of diets on YouTube, if you go on YouTube or on the internet, but it's like everything, you know, it might work for some people. You might see like crazy before and after. Yeah. But it might not work for some. So you have to work with someone who can really find what works for you. You know, this person is a little more sensitive to carbs or to fats, or you need to work out maybe a little bit less, or you're not eating enough, you need to eat more. So we're all different. So nutrition will give you the energy that you need for your workouts, but also will give you the results that you're looking for.
Okay.
So I would say it's 90% of the
90%
of the work.
So let's do a starter pack for someone that wants to get into fitness and wants to have their nutrition right. How could it be? Because many people might think it's a lot of work, to count their calories, to just keep up with everything that they're maybe meal prepping. For a beginner, what would you recommend for them to do just to get started with maybe their calorie countdown or
So what I don't recommend in the beginning, if you've never done it, if you've never done calorie counting, if you've never done if you've never grabbed an app and like track your foods, or I recommend, look, just start doing something every day. Just go for a walk. If you like to go to the gym, maybe join a class that you enjoy, and start eating healthier. Cut back on alcohol if that person drinks. Cut back on sweets. Try to add more veggies, more like your carbs, maybe from like more natural sources, like veggies, potatoes, not, I don't know, like mac and cheese or pastas and stuff like that, breads. I will stay away from stuff like that. I will start making those little changes for maybe 2 to 3 months, and then once you start making those changes, then we can start adding then maybe the calorie counting, the app, that you can take it to the next level. But it is overwhelming if you've never done it.
For sure.
And I'm a believer of that you should do this your whole life. Okay, I want to lose 20 pounds. But what happens after you do?
You gain it back. Then
you go back to the same routine that you were. Maybe you won't go back to the gym, or maybe that you want to there's a trip or a wedding, or then I want to lose 20 pounds for whatever. And then after that, then you go on the trip, you eat whatever you wanted, that's it.
So how do people make it a lifestyle? How do people make it a lifestyle?
It takes time, but it is possible.
Okay.
Like for me, after I know my body and I know how quickly I will gain weight. I mean, even if I work out, like I mentioned before. So for me, I have to be conscious of what I eat daily. Okay. So I don't let myself go.
You keep yourself in check.
I have to, every single day. So you have to be mindful of what you put in your mouth. Okay. Because of maybe even if you're not prone to weight gain, you might not feel energized throughout the day. Yeah. You might feel sleepy throughout the day. You might be eating a donut in the morning. So
what does Gabby do when the office manager brings donuts? I'm not saying they do, but
they usually don't.
But let's just say Phil at the office just gets there and there's a box of donuts. So where does your mind go when you see something like that?
Well, it could be donut, it could be pizza, or like something. It could be anything, right? Yeah. Because I don't like pizza. Okay. I like all that. But I usually wait until one day of the week where I can just have that.
What's that day?
It's usually Saturdays or Sundays.
Okay. Yeah. It's not both.
No.
It can only be one day.
For me, because of my metabolism.
Okay.
Yes. Exactly. So that's why I was saying, like, not all diets work for everyone. Yeah. I know if I don't want my pants to be tight on Monday, then I have to just keep it to one day.
Keep it to one day.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And as we get older, it becomes harder.
It slows down the metabolism.
It becomes harder, and because it becomes like more difficult to lose weight and even to keep your weight.
So 35-year-old David will definitely have to keep his weight in check. Mm-hmm. Okay.
After 30 usually.
After 30? Yeah. That's where it hits you?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
You still have time.
Yeah, like just to eat stuff and Okay.
But it's not that you should not enjoy yourself. Let's say that you have the donut and maybe you've been working out for years and your metabolism is super fast. Then I would.
Okay.
Again, it all depends. I know, like, I have a coworker. He's very tall. He's very lean. He works out every single day. He eats whatever. I mean, he eats healthy, but I'm just saying, like, if he wants to have a beer, if he wants to have pizza, if he wants to have donuts, he does.
He goes.
He feels great.
Feels great.
That's him. That's his metabolism. That's not mine.
We all wish we had that.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's not me. So I know what I have to do to keep my weight in check.
Okay. So then I think that ties into being mentally strong. To say no, to wake up in the morning, to go to the gym. How do you make that a routine? When it comes, because we talked about the nutrition, but actually going to the gym on those days that you just don't feel like it. You're tired. You lack the motivation. Mm-hmm. What have you seen that works in that aspect?
I always try to find that there's some people say, well, I just don't like to exercise. I just don't like to work out. Well, there's gotta be something that you like to do. Let's say bike riding, or you like to play golf, mm-hmm. or you like to dance, or you like a group setting. Look for that. So if you're not a gym person, but you like bike riding, go bike riding. Because it's something that you like. So find something that you like so you'll be able to stick with that.
Okay.
Then later on, if you want to add other things, maybe if you want to add weight training, I just never like to do weights or to lift weights. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe go with a friend or buy some dumbbells and just try at home. But just make sure that you enjoy what you're doing. Like I get excited, like in our page, our CrossFit coach, he posts like the workout for the next day. Okay. And I go like, that's gonna be really, really hard. But we're not. Yeah, it's gonna be awful. But I'm gonna be there tomorrow because then we get excited about it. But some people are like, there's no way I'm gonna do that, and that's okay. They get excited about maybe a different class, or they get excited about going to Memorial Park and run. Okay. They love running. Great, but you're doing something. Yeah. So that's when you get motivated with something that you like to do. So then that helps you feel motivated.
And so how about this? When do motivations change as the years go by? You have different goals, different things you want to reach.
Yep, absolutely.
And how to cope with... let's start there. How does that change, I guess, from what you've seen, goals as time progresses or as an individual progresses through their fitness? Yeah. So as you age and you're still very young, but mm-hmm. I'm sure you've noticed how you have changed. You were a kid, then a teenager, now you're becoming an adult. So your mindset changes, your taste mm-hmm. in different things will change. Same thing with fitness. So for me, I still love to dance, but I don't see myself right now teaching Zumba classes. Okay. I don't. And I love to dance. I go to a party and I will dance all night. Okay. But to teach it, I wouldn't do it now. My interest has changed. It's changed. But I'm still doing fitness. Yeah. So I feel like you have to go through changes as you get older, but you have to continue trying different things. That will keep you interested, maybe?
Yes, and will keep you active, mobile. Okay. That's really the main thing that you're mm-hmm. trying to accomplish. That this is something that you want to do your whole life. So you say maybe today, you know what, I want to start playing soccer. Great, but maybe at some point, like, you know what, I just want to start lifting weights.
Yeah, your interest changed.
Yes. And that's okay, but just make sure that you keep up with, or you continue being active. Okay. Like forever, pretty much.
Gotcha. And so you touched on another topic that I found very interesting. You said that you work out because it makes you feel good. And then there's a lot of people that work out for different reasons. But how can someone, or when it comes to the gym, people work out for different reasons, but which one or which reason have you seen motivate someone to do it for a long time, not just for like a few months, you know, or what type of mentality does someone have to have in order to actually, you know, start thinking of it as a lifestyle?
Yeah, that's a great question. I feel like the clients that we get, they are more like, you know what, I want to feel good every day. Those are the people that will continue coming to the gym or will continue with an active lifestyle. It's like, because you do, I mean, I'm not gonna say that you will get sick. I mean, it's normal, and there are days that you are gonna be probably tired because you had a long day at work.
Yeah.
But because you know what exercise, like how it makes you feel, like for instance, if you're working full time, like you notice how you're more relaxed at work. You're not so stressed out because you got your workout in that day.
Yeah.
You can, if you need to move, let's say you have to move apartments, and you can lift stuff, and you don't have to like, oh my back, oh my knee, oh my, you know, like,
yeah,
you don't have a problem. Your clothes fit well, then you don't have to like, oh my god, this is not, you know, like,
yeah.
So you feel good, and you know what I'm saying. So when you feel that way, why would you stop?
Exactly.
Like you feel good every day. So I think when you have, you know, people that want to feel good every day, and they start noticing like changes, not just physical, because the physical changes will come, but you know, they eat better, you're more in control. So when you feel like you're in control of your workouts, you're in control of your food, you're mentally, you sleep good,
sleep better,
yeah, your mind is clear, then it's like, why would I stop feeling this way? Although I'm aging, but I still feel good, although I'm 40, 50, 60, 20, 30, or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. And then, like, right now we're in the cold months. Is that usually where someone might be more tempted to eat a donut and break their rule? Is there a month or a season where you see a decline and people, like, they're just struggling to follow through with their goals?
So here's what, yes. So winter for sure. After, I will say October, that's when you start seeing, although we haven't seen it like that bad this year, okay. But yeah, you start seeing like a decline. You know, people are a lot of, you know, out of town and traveling. Then January is like, you know, like.
Let's talk about that. Okay, so for all those New Year's resolutions and those new goers that are like, you know what, we're gonna make it, and they sign up to the gym. How does the fitness community, the ones that are the experts, view these people? How do you guys see because I've gotten mixed emotions. I've seen people that are like irritated by it, and they're like, man, these people, they're gonna be gone by a month, you know, they won't leave the machines. Or how do you guys see it? Oh, I'm curious to know.
Well, unfortunately, what I've seen is like when you have people that, you know, with the New Year's resolution, again, it's the mindset. Most of them don't last very long. Most of them. I'm not gonna say all of them.
What's the average? How
2 to 3 months.
2 to 3 months.
Yes. Yeah. After like March, it's like, yeah, you know, and then cancel memberships, or they stop coming, or, and when we go through the interview process, when someone comes to the gym and maybe a personal training client, when we go through, you know, we ask a few questions, and when that person, you know, tells me, hey, I really want to make a change, I'm tired of feeling this way, I want to do this for a long time, those are the people that will stay, even if they join in January or not. But when you have someone who's, no, I'm ready, and this is my New Year's resolution, and this is okay, so unfortunately, a lot of them don't. I mean, just being realistic, a lot of them don't. Yeah, because it shouldn't be. Why do you want to start in January? Why can't you start in December?
Yeah.
Or November? Like, you know, why would you have to wait until January?
Why wait?
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all heard it here first. Don't wait till December. I mean, January.
Just start tomorrow.
Start tomorrow. Go to the gym.
Yeah.
Okay, so, wow. So we touched on a lot of topics, and now, I guess the final thing that I want to talk about is the fitness community in 2018 going into 2019. There's been a shift, I think, in how people view their fitness. They're more self-conscious about it, and well, now with Instagram, you know, people are posting a lot of, you know, there's people, models that are getting paid thousands of dollars for fitness. How do you see that space of fitness and social media, fitness and like sponsorships? How it
that there has been a shift. I think there's more information out there. People are more conscious about their fitness. Something that we have noticed is like the people are really a little bit more worried about what's gonna happen, what are they gonna look like or feel like in 10, 20, 30 years.
Okay.
So they're making the right steps. The only problem with social media, it could be a really useful tool, but it could be bad because you have a lot of unrealistic pictures and videos online. So maybe you have young people looking at these photos and this before and after photos.
How to tell the real from the fake, Gabby?
It's very hard.
How to tell the real from the fake on social media, on Instagram?
Well, I'm not. I mean, I have my Instagram account, but I know there are certain posts that will
make you look better.
Yes, absolutely. Anyway, but yeah, that's the only problem with social media. It could be a really useful tool, or it could be very unrealistic of what you might see something and you're like, well, but how do I get there? And maybe this model is starving herself to look a certain way, or is posing a certain way and looks a certain way, but she doesn't really look like that. And now you have filters. So what we are trying to do is educate people. I think if you subscribe to the right pages, maybe National Academy of Sports Medicine, like if you subscribe to pages that are they have credibility in fitness, then you get really good information from them. It's more of a realistic point of view. And we also believe in complete fitness, which will be to make sure, like I said in the beginning, to make sure that you add, just don't do cardio, don't do weight training, don't do just, like some people just do yoga and just stretch the whole time, and just make sure that you add everything in 1 week, to make sure that you keep yourself active and mobile, because everything has its place, everything is good, and too much of something might be bad for you.
Okay, I think that was in the Karate Kid.
This was it?
Maybe. I think.
Really?
Yeah, too much of something is, I don't know.
That's funny.
Anyways, yeah.
I didn't see the movie, but it's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So for anyone trying to look like a Jenner or like a, do you get that a lot at the gym? People that really want to look like someone, and in your opinion, is that bad? And what would you tell someone that says, you know what, I want to look like that?
Okay. It might happen, but it might not happen. And the reason why you have to look at, okay, that person, you want to look like that person. Why? Because there's usually a more a psychological reason why you want to look like a certain person.
Okay.
I feel like you have to look, we all have different body types, and we cannot compare. I cannot compare, myself to a different person. Like I have a certain body type, you know.
Yeah.
I'm Latina, so I'm gonna have like, you know, thicker legs and wider hips. I mean, that's just my body type.
That's just what it is. You can't change what. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to be the best version of yourself.
Okay.
So, you know, do you want to build muscle? Then go ahead and look for that. But you know, if you're looking at a muscular person, well, what has that person done to look a certain way? You know, what type of workouts, what type of nutrition, you know. So then you can probably, you know, do the same thing, but you're probably gonna look different.
Yeah.
You know, if you're tall and lean, and this person is more like muscular and you know, shorter and muscular, you're not gonna look like that person. You know.
Of course, yeah.
So you also have to be realistic and you know, again, you know, be the best version of yourself. Like, you want to look like you. Maybe you want to build muscle, then see how your body reacts to the workouts. You know.
So acceptance of oneself.
Yes.
Okay. And man, so when it comes to the fitness, I guess we've talked a lot about different things. You guys are in some way, maybe psychology, too, because you deal with people that want to look a certain way. They have their ideas of, okay.
Yeah, you don't want to discourage anyone.
Of course. Yeah.
You know, and we all have, you know, if you're you know, going to the gym, if you're trying to be active, you know, you might have a goal in mind, you know, and if your goal is to look better, that's fine. You know, that you know, no one should judge that. If your goal is to be able to pick up your grandkids, you know, and you know that they're on the floor and you want to pick them up, that's okay too. You know, like you have people that have that goal, that's their goal. But I feel like you know, you just want to be realistic with your clients when you know, in our case, and not promise something that, you know, might be too spectacular. Don't worry about it, I'm gonna get you there in 3 months. That's not realistic.
Yeah.
That you're lying to that person, you know, because there are so many variables. You know, you don't know how that person reacts to certain foods, to certain workouts. They might be injured, they cannot do, you know, so you can't just promise a transformation in, you know, 3-month transformation, a 12-week transformation. It's just not realistic. So a good fitness professional will tell you, let's see how it goes. Let's see how your body reacts, and we'll go from there. You know, and that's fine. We'll take measurements. We'll take pictures. We'll work towards that goal, but it's not realistic. So it's a fine line of like being nice about it, you know,
but then
and
being real.
Being real,
With
exactly.
the person. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. And just to wrap up, we like to ask our guests to give us 3 keys that have helped them, you know, reach a level of success that they are right now, but also that they would like to share with the audience. So just 3 keys of success that have to do with, you know, something. It could be anything. It could be something that you had to get past, a problem, or, you know, a motivation, something that keeps you going day to day. It could be. All right, guys. So we're about the end of our podcast with Gabby, and she's gonna give us 3 keys. 3 keys of just things that have helped her in her career and just overall in life. So the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you. So I would say the first one will be find what you love and what you're good at. That's very important, because when you find what you love, you're gonna enjoy, you know, your day of work. So you won't get home and say, I hate my job. You'll be like, you know, I probably had a long day, but you know, I still like what I do, or you know, it went well. I mean, I'm tired, but it went well. I would say the second one will be continuing education, continue learning about what you do, because every single industry changes. So you want to make sure that you don't stay behind, and you keep your mind fresh, and you continue, you know, learning about what you do, and find the right place or the right company to work for. Each company is different, each culture is different, and a place might not be the best one for you, but you're like, well, maybe, you know, they offer me good money or they're good benefits, but you really don't like the people you're gonna work with.
Yeah.
You might not match their culture or the way of doing things. So although you might be doing something that you like, you're gonna be miserable because you're not matching the culture. So it's very important to take your time when you're searching for a job and find the right place, because you're most likely to stay for a long time there.
That's good. So we want to thank Gabby for being on the show. Thanks
Thank
again.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks for being on the show. We had your husband on the show early on, so it's definitely good to bring you on the show.
Thank you.
So definitely we wish you the best, and keep us posted, updated on what you have going on.
Awesome. Thank you.